Hello students. In the previous lecture, we have completed with the reactions of halogen derivative, right? Today we are going to start with the reactions of haloarenes, that is the aromatic ring. The first one in that is the reaction of haloarene with metals, right? The metal which we are going to use over here is the sodium metal. Now, the reaction of the aryl halide with the alkyl halide group. Okay, let us see the glance. Last time what we have done was we have ended up with the Wurtz reaction, in which we have taken the Rx which reacted with sodium. We have taken excess of the alkyl halide group in the presence of dry ether, where we have eliminated this particular part and we got RR group, that is alkane, and NaX group. It came out. X was twice, so twice over here and twice of the thing. Same way over here in reaction of the haloarene, what we are going to do is at least one of the alkyl group will be the aryl halide. We are going to take the aryl halide, and so is the reaction over here. We are taking the bromobenzene, which will react with alkyl halide group, that is methyl bromide. Same condition, we are making the reaction with metal in the presence of dry ether, and we get our toluene, right? What happens over here is we are taking our aryl halide group, where I have my bromobenzene. It reacts with methyl bromide, right? Here we have done our R group which combine over here. In this case, we have our R group, that is aryl group, which will combine with our R group in the alkyl halide, and therefore we get our product, that is our benzene. Along with the benzene, I have my this R group, that is methyl group. So I have my toluene as the product, and the minor product which is there as sodium bromide. So this is the first reaction, that is in reaction of haloarene we have done with reaction with the metal. The metal which we are using over here is the sodium metal. And in this case, when we move further, if the reaction is done only by using aryl halide group, then that reaction is known as fatigue reaction. Whereas when I am using the one of the alkyl halide group, aryl halide and one alkyl halide group, then that reaction is called as what? The Wurtz fatigue reaction. Okay, one is the aryl halide group and the other one is the alkyl halide group. But in case when we are using only the aryl halide group, both the aryl halide group is only used over here, then the reaction is known as the fatigue reaction. Okay, here I am using chlorobenzene. Only chlorobenzene is used in the presence of sodium. This is done by using the dry ether, and both of the aryl group combines to give here biphenyl. We get over here biphenyl group, okay, along with NaCl. So when I have my 2 of the chlorobenzene, when I am using this 2 group, both of the aryl group will combine, and therefore I have my biphenyl group. So both the benzene combine together and we get our major product over here as what? The biphenyl. This Cl combined with sodium, it comes out as NaCl, right? So this is the first reaction, that is the reaction with the haloarene. In the next case, the second reaction is the nucleophilic substitution reaction of haloarene. This is, students, very interesting one. Very interesting nucleophilic substitution reaction of haloarene, right? Aryl halide, the main part over here is the aryl halide shows low reactivity towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, this is the major part, that the aryl halide shows low reactivity. Why this low reactivity? We are well aware with substitution reaction we have done in our alkyl halide group. Now we are seeing the reaction of haloarene, where this haloarenes actually show low reactivity. What is the reason for that? two main reasons have been focused over here, that is the resonance effect and sp2 hybrid state of carbon. Let us take the example. What do you mean by this resonance effect? The example explained in your textbook is using the chlorobenzene. We know about this resonating structure. How does the resonating structure take place? The chlorobenzene we have the lone pair of electrons over here. So in resonating structure, what will happen is this electron will get shifted over here. So the double bond cannot resist. This will open up on this position, that is the ortho position. So I get the resonating structure as the double bond Cl with two lone pair of electrons. This double bond will open over here. I get the negative charge. Rest other things will remain as it is. What will happen next? This minus charge will open up on this position. This double bond will get open as the negative charge at the ortho position, para position. So I have the next resonating structure where this will exist as it is, right? This negative charge will open over here. So I have my negative charge. This double bond will open on this position as the negative charge. This will remain as it is. The next shifting will be the negative charge will open over here. This double bond will open up as the negative charge at the ortho position. So we have our next resonating structure as the double bond Cl with lone pair of electrons. This will remain as it is. This negative charge will open up across this position and the double bond over here with the negative sign, right? Next, it will come back to its original one. The negative charge will open on here and then we get our original thing with the single bond chlorine and the lone pair of the electrons. So we have resonating structure 1, 2, 3 and fourth one, right? Now what happens over here? Now when you focus over here, in this case, the first, second and the third one, right? Over here, they have the double bond with carbon and chlorine. So more number of the double bond is there in the resonance structure. So what happens here? Yes, we come back over here. Now what happens over here? Due to resonance effect, the double bond character of carbon and chlorine is more. Now in the entire resonating structure, we'll find that over here we have the double bond. In this structure we have the double bond between carbon and chlorine. Even here we have the double bond between carbon and chlorine. So carbon and chlorine, we have maximum number of the double bonds. Due to this, what happens is the resonating structures where we have more number of double bond, the low reactivity persists for the nucleophilic substitution reaction, right? Because in substitution reaction we have to substitute it. So when the double bond character is more, it becomes difficult for the nucleophilic substitution reaction to take place. Whereas in alkyl halide group we have seen that it takes place very easily. Now what happens in the next part, the next one, which is sp2 hybrid state of carbon. Now what happens over here is, if I compare the carbon and chlorine bonding in alkyl chloride, okay, the bond length between carbon and chlorine is 178 picometer. Whereas in chlorobenzene, in my haloarene, the bond between carbon and chlorine, it is 169 picometer. Okay, 169 picometers. This is why, because of the resonating structure also, because we know that carbon and chlorine means I have across it alternate double and single bond, right? So the bond length which is there, it is 169 picometer. Now in this case also what happens is, the carbon and the chlorine bond in chlorobenzene, here this carbon, because it is having the double bond, it is sp2 hybridized, right? Whereas in alkyl chloride group, the carbon and chlorine, when it is bonded, this carbon is actually sp3 hybridized. this is one of the reason again why the aryl halide shows low reactivity towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. Right? Now what happens due to this is, now obviously we know that because of the bond length also and this sp2 hybridized state, the breaking of the bond becomes very much difficult. Okay, and therefore when the cleavage is difficult, the cleavage takes place with difficulty, so the substitution reaction persists more for the alkyl chloride as compared to the aryl group. The next reason for the low reactivity of aryl halide towards nucleophilic substitution reaction is that the phenyl cation produced is not stable, which rules out the possibility of SN1 mechanism. Now, we have taken the example of chlorobenzene. Now, somehow if the cleavage of this carbon and chlorine bond take place, it leads to the formation of the phenyl cation. Right? Now, this phenyl cation, students, is actually unstable, and therefore the product is also not stable, which rules out the possibility of SN1 mechanism. The next reason is the backside attack of nucleophile is blocked by the aromatic ring, which rules out the SN2 mechanism. The backside attack of the nucleophile, right, which is blocked by what? Which is blocked by the aromatic ring. Now what happens in aromatic ring? In this aromatic ring, we know that we have alternate double and single bond. So definitely the electron density is more, electron which are negatively charged, and when the attack of the nucleophile which we talk about, the nucleophile is also negatively charged. So when the electron density is more, when we are attacking by the nucleophile which is negatively charged, definitely it do not follows, or it actually blocks the attack. Because of the same charge, there is possibility of repulsion, and therefore the SN2 mechanism is also not possible. So these are all the reasons why the aryl halide shows low reactivity towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. But this is also true that we have seen the examples of nucleophilic substitution reaction. And how is it possible? The nucleophilic substitution reaction in haloarine proceeds with difficulty. However, the presence of certain groups at certain positions of the ring activates the halogen of aryl halide towards substitution. Okay, certain groups at certain position does what? It activates the halogen of aryl halides towards substitution. Greater the number of the electron withdrawing group, where at ortho and para position, greater is the reactivity. The electron withdrawing group at meta position has practically no effect on reactivity. So here these words are important. Greater the number of electron withdrawing group at ortho and para position. Let us see these examples. The first example over here is of para-nitrochlorobenzene. Greater the number. So here we have one electron withdrawing group at which position? At para position. The condition required over here for the substitution reaction is a strong base, that is NaOH. The temperature is 433 Kelvin, and we get the substitution reaction where the chlorine is substituted by a OH group. Right? Again I repeat, greater the number of electron withdrawing groups at which position? At ortho and para. So in this example we have seen at the para position where only one electron withdrawing group is present. Let us see the next example. 2,4-dinitrochlorobenzene. So here I have at ortho position one electron withdrawing group. Apart from that, at para position I have one electron withdrawing group. So here also substitution reaction is possible. We get the product as 2,4-dinitrophenol. But see towards the condition. Here the condition required is of aqueous Na2CO3 at 403 Kelvin. Here it was 433 Kelvin. Here we have 403 Kelvin and the reaction proceeds out. Right? Greater the number. So I have 1 electron withdrawing group. Here we have seen the example of 2 electron withdrawing group. Here I have the example of 3 electron withdrawing group at both the ortho position and the para position, that is 2,4,6 trinitrochlorobenzene. And see towards the condition. It takes place very easily within the presence of only warm water. And we have our product, that is 2,4,6 trinitrophenol. So the substitution reaction is difficult, but it is possible when we have certain electron withdrawing group at the ortho and the para position. Greater the number and greater is the thing. So 1 electron withdrawing group, 2 electron withdrawing group, and we have seen with 3 electron withdrawing group. So this was all about the nucleophilic substitution reaction. Let us see the last part of the reaction, where we have the electrophilic substitution reaction in aryl halides. Right. Now, what happens or how does it takes place? In resonance structures of chlorobenzene, the electron density is relatively more at ortho and para position. This we have already seen in the resonating structures, where the electron density we have seen was more at the ortho and para position. So what happens? Because of that, the incoming electrophilic group is more likely to attack at these position. Electrophilic group, electron loving group, so definitely it will attack at the ortho and the para position. Now what happens? Due to the steric hindrance, at which position? At ortho position, the para product usually predominates. The steric hindrance is present at which position? At ortho position, and therefore which product predominates? It's the para product which usually predominates. How does it take place? We know that here in this benzene structure, we have this as our ortho position, meta position and para position. Now when we have our functional group present and towards the ortho position, there is a steric hindrance, and therefore the substitution at para position mostly predominates. See the first example over here. The chlorobenzene, we are seeing first the halogenation reaction in electrophilic substitution reaction. Now chlorobenzene, when it is made to react with the halogen in the presence of anhydrous FeCl3, we have the mixture of products, that is 1,4-dichlorobenzene, the substitution at the para position, and 1,2-dichlorobenzene, the substitution at the ortho position. But because we know due to the steric hindrance, the ortho position at the steric hindrance at the ortho position, the para product usually predominates. So here we have our major product which is at the para position and the minor product where we have the substitution at the ortho position. The same thing is valid for nitration reaction. Nitration reaction, we have our chlorobenzene. The chlorobenzene nitration reaction is carried out in the presence of nitric acid. Just for simplification, I'll write it down as HONO2. So we have the substitution of the nitro group at para position and at the ortho position. So obviously the para position will be censored as what? The major product. Sulfonation reaction, the reaction of chlorobenzene with the sulfuric acid, that is the fuming sulfuric acid. Simplification, I can write it down as HOSO3H. So we have the substitution at the ortho position and at the para position. And the last reaction in this electrophilic substitution reaction is the Friedel-Crafts reaction. The Friedel-Crafts reaction, we know that we have two types of Friedel-Crafts reaction: Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction and Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction, where we have the substitution of the alkyl group Same thing at the ortho and at the para position, where we have the product 1-chlorotoluene and 4-chlorotoluene in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3 and Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction, which takes place with the help of the acyl group. So the product or the substitution at ortho position and at the para position. So we have 1-chloroacetophenol and 4-chloroacetophenol. So these were all the reactions, the electrophilic substitution reaction in case of the haloarenes.